See that triangle of light right there? Right in the center of the screen. 2 legs on the bottom and the top of the triangle there. I'm starting with 3 objects in the sky because that's how good today was. There's quite a bit to cover. Today was January 9th, Saturday, at about 9:30, 10:30 in the morning when I shot these. Now I'm calling them Alpha, Beta, and Gamma because I'm not able to identify them in other videos, and they may be the same ones in the sky, but I'm not sure. Now, Alpha among all of the objects is the hardest to see, so I'm going to do a little zooming in here, just so that you can see that there is an object there that makes the leg of the triangle. The video that's playing now is pretty exciting. The bright object A is the yellow sun like we're used to seeing. Underneath that, however, you're going to see 2 other objects appear. I'm going to call those B and C, and they give off a distinctly different type of light. It's a much whiter, clearer light. They're roughly the same size, and they're going to cross paths. And while C goes off the screen eventually to the left, B will continue on and be the subject to focus for a while. It's quite easy to miss B and C because they run across each other fairly fast. You can see the direction of the travel indicated by the arrows. There's a couple of still shots to help you recall when the time comes when I play the real-time clip. After B and C cross paths, B continues to the right and gets occluded, and it kind of looks like it gets swallowed up by D delta. And it does emerge out of the other end of the cloud cover. Now that you've been briefed, here's the whole clip from beginning to end. The brightest spot on the screen right now is Alpha. That's the regular yellow sun. And I just do some brightness checking to make sure that it is what I'm looking at. And pretty soon here you'll see the bottom open up and B and C appear and cross. The other thing to notice is that each of those 3 objects is emitting its own light, and you can see the rays. B now makes its way over to D delta, which is on the right. It's that big bright spot, and it's a yellowish light. And you'll see as B beta travels toward D delta that it gets more or less subsumed by the light of D delta. It's a real shame that there's all the cloud cover and you can't really see what's happening, but you do see B and beta come out the other end of the cloud cover illuminated by them both. And it's kind of a spectacular sight. It looks really cool. There it goes. So for pretty much the rest of this clip, it's interacting with the clouds, lighting them up. Sometimes you think you can see something there, and I'm not entirely sure that it's not crossing other celestial bodies, but I tried to only leave the ones that I felt confident about commented on in the narration. For the rest of this clip, it makes its way through the clouds, and it's fairly difficult to see. And the only reason I let it play out is because it's interesting, number one, and number two, at the very end, as it exits the cloud, it just seems to kind of fade away in brightness. So I really don't know what to make of it. I don't purport to be an expert in any way. I'm just trying to present things as factually as I can. And so if you've got suggestions, if you have doubts, questions, constructive comments, lay them on me. Put them in the comment section. I'm happy to start a discussion about it. All right, thanks. I forgot to explain this section. It gets really bright because I turn the brightness up, and I focused down a little bit at this cloud, which I thought was a separate object, but I don't think it is. And I go back to the lower setting and just kind of trace the object as it moves through the cloud.